Hey! So guess what? I had all sorts of issues getting online here. If you are here early, I thank you. I'm a few minutes late. My computer decided to crap out everything all at once. Every update necessary. Graphics drivers, everything. Everything decided to crap out, but that is alright. I think we're working, and hopefully audio and video is good. I think my camera's flipping out with light. All good. I am here, Dunk Nasty. How's it looking? Cause yeah, I had technical difficulties to say the least. But we are in it. We are in it. We're gonna get started. Looks good. Alright, I'm glad. My video encoder crapped out. Everything got set to default, so I was here like checking 14 million settings. And also I had everything ready just to click the button, and then it said, "Nope, you suck." That's what my computer said. Alright, we are getting Epona. That is the first thing we're doing. And like I said, on the last stream, we're getting close to all the good stuff that you see in the rare 1.0 cartridge. Because, especially the Fire Temple, that's a big one. Nice, nice, nice. So I think at the very least, we're gonna get Epona. What's the difference with what? What are we talking about? The Nasty Fam is here, Jan Nasty and Duck Nasty. I like how this is a family affair here. I love it. Oh, I think it has to be daytime. What's the difference with the 1.0? Oh man, there are many differences. That's why we're playing this stream, Ninja Styles. I think we're playing this because of you, and or the Nasty Fam. Hey, there used to be a tree right here. As a child. That's not one of the differences, by the way. There are some people in Kakariko. Alright, he tells you his whole spiel. Yeah, the number one, the 1.0 cartridge has many, many differences. Most of them highlighted as adults. But I think we found, as soon as we launched the game, there was already things that are in the 1.0. The N64 logo is super bright compared to every other cartridge, the 1.1 and 1.2. I think these guys were Mario and Luigi, yeah. This is old enough that Wario wasn't a thing, I'm pretty sure. Or was he? So this is evil Luigi, not Wario. Because this would have been in development like mid-90s up to release. And I think he has a Bowser on his chest. It is possible, we'll have to look at that. I'm about to do the 10 rupees of... What's up, Link Slayer? You are also here. We got a full house. This is awesome. We're getting into the interesting stuff, like I said. So you can ride this horse. This is the only other horse in the entire game that you can ride, by the way, which is funny. We'll check that Bowser when we're done here. But yeah, there's only 2 horses in the entire game. One is that one that Ingo lets you ride, and so long as you did this. So long as you got Epona's song as a kid, then you can do this. And the fun thing about this is that you can also get your rupees back. So you paid 10 rupees to play this. And if you hit this one right... Oh, is that one of the differences? That's funny. You're supposed to get your rupees back. Okay, there's 5. You're supposed to get it for this one too. There we go. Wing Slayer. I'll be in and out though. I'm getting ready for some guests to stay with us today. Oh, okay, that's cool. I also actually have to cut this stream just a little bit short because I've got adult things to do as well. Adulting is terrible. That's why we come back to these nostalgic games. I am done. So you have to do this twice, and then you have to race them twice. So, oh, let's check this Bowser thing you're talking about. You said there's a Bowser on his necklace or something? I don't know about that. Maybe the colors are inspired by Bowser? I don't know. He's standing like a perp. Anything else? No? Just big swollen monkey hands. Alright. Why did we have to grow up? Yeah, I don't know. That's part of the metaphor of this game. Growing up sucks. Everything goes to hell, doesn't it? And then you wish you could go back. And then you go back, and then your best friend gets taken from you. That's for Majora's Mask. I'm talking about Talon. Oh, okay. It's a pendant of Bowser on Talon, not on... Okay, so Talon is like asleep in Kakariko Village in one of the rooms. So we'll have to go check that out later. Okay, there's my 5. By the way, for those of you who have played Breath of the Wild, you know that there's the whole Easter egg of that entire section that looks like Lun Lun Ranch down to the gate and the fence post and all of that stuff. The tower that's in the back corner. You're getting better. Okay, so he wants to race you for 50 rupees. Luckily, you get your rupees back for doing these individually as long as you hop the fences. So the first time is fairly simple. The second time is tricky. But the hardest thing actually in this whole freaking game is actually getting the cow to your house. If you haven't gotten the cow before, you probably think I'm crazy. They deliver a cow to your house. And the way you get the cow in your house is by beating the record time on... I think it's 49 seconds. Talon and Malon were the Bowser symbol. I said Simber. Yeah, when you come back and liberate the farm from the evil Ingo, Malon comes back and she has an obstacle course, which is just fences around this same track. And getting that, I made a video about it. It's at the end of my playlist for this game, the last time I played it. I only learned about the cow during my randomizer playthrough because I had cow sanity on. Oh yeah, it is legitimately the hardest thing to complete in this game. In my video that I did, it's a standalone video of just me doing this race. It took me like 10 tries. And I think I'm pretty decent at racing Ingo. Some people struggle with Ingo. Ingo, by comparison, is super easy to beat. If you just get on the inside of this run and just kind of cut him off and then just use carrots wisely, as Peppy Hare would say in Star Fox, then he's fairly simple to beat. Just don't get stuck on an invisible corner right there and you beat him pretty easily. For whatever reason, he's harder on the second try. He doesn't quite let you cut him off, but another thing some people didn't know is that there's multiple ways to get out of Lun Lun Ranch. So you can go right over the gate, you can go to the east or the west. So our next location, I believe, is going to be Kakariko Village. The other thing I thought about, I know I named this Forest Temple because you're supposed to be getting to the Forest Temple, but I kind of like the idea of getting the Bigoron sword. And we talked about this last time. This may be the the earliest in the game you could possibly get it, considering that climbing up Death Mountain can be difficult. So there's 4 fences you can take. You can take that one, you can take this one, you can take that side, which should lead you toward Kokiri Forest. This one is toward Lake Hylia, I believe, Gerudo. And then that is, I guess that's more Gerudo. And then if you take the front gate, you go right over Ingo's head, and that's pretty satisfying. You get different cutscenes in all of them. So let's take this back one, because people tend to ignore the back one the most. But yeah, you could just come back through and do all of them. It's not too big a deal. And then the way to get Malin back is you have to wake him up in Kakariko Village. So we'd be going that way. Yeah, so this puts you on the sort of the Lake Hylia side. But anyway, let's now head toward Kakariko, and there's a few things we could do there. Also, now that you have Epona, you've now unlocked the ability to do the big pose, which I may do later. I also did a video about that. I did a video for everything, really, because I went through and 100% of this game on regular videos. It was not a live stream. But it's funny because people who are new or younger, people who haven't played this game, have trouble with all of this stuff, and I remember it just like it's the back of my hand. Going back through, getting all the pose and stuff like that. Here's something else that's interesting. When you're an adult, the only time you get Kakariko Village music is before doing the Shadow Temple. If you come back to do the Shadow Temple, basically the cutscene after the Water Temple unlocks the well scene with Sheik. And after that, you no longer have music in Kakariko Village. Just a weird thing. How many Skulltulas do I have? Let's check on that. I have 24. Let's see if we can unlock anything, or if we already did this. I don't remember. I know we unlocked the big wallet, the adult wallet, and then the second one I believe is the Stone of Agony, which I never use. I thought I had a Rumble Pack. It turned out to be something else. The curse has been broken. This is the Stone of Agony. Did anyone ever use the Stone of Agony? I did not know that about the music. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing because, one, I love Kakariko. It's probably my favorite theme in all of Zelda is Kakariko Village music. Even back to the Super Nintendo version of Kakariko Town. It's the same music, basically. And, yeah, all of a sudden it's absent. Right? If you finish the Water Temple, the next time you come here, no more music for the rest of the game. Except for right now, when you're a kid, and then before those two things. So, weird thing. It kind of makes the, I don't know, the feeling of being in Kakariko is completely different. The Stone of Agony is the item you use for life after breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, the Stone of Agony. Every time I get it, it's like, damn. My Stone of Agony is always being used. Kuko. So this is the official beginning of the Bigoron Sword side quest. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and start this side quest and see how far we can get. Because I think it'd be really fun to have the Bigoron Sword. Do you guys say Bigoron or Big Goron? Because there's two G's, like Big Goron. Just seems like the easy way to do this, right? Thank you, MZ, for dropping in as well. What do you think? Will you try it? Absolutely. Yeah, you say Bigoron? But is it Bigoron or Bigoron or Bigoron? Big Goron or Bigoron? All right, we've got this chicken. So this must be hatched. By the way, I was thinking about this since the last time we played. We had a situation where Cult of Glenda, who usually pops in on these streams, we were having a discussion about the castle guard that shows up right after the ocarina is thrown into the castle moat by Zelda, and in between you getting the Master Sword. And not only did I screw that up in terms of trying to check if that castle guard would still be there, but I also thought of something else. So there's actually two different things that happen before you grab the Master Sword to figure out if that castle guard would still be there. One of them was you playing the Song of Time to open the door. But then the second thing is, as you walk into the pedestal room itself, there's a short little cutscene where Navi tells you, oh, that's the legendary blade, the Master Sword. So there's actually two instances that are only seconds apart from each other that would cause that castle guard either to disappear, like that's the Boolean flag that's like jargon for computer code. Like what would cause that one thing to start or stop, and those would be two instances. Bigoron, like make after the G's like an O, Bigoron, or big or on. Bigger on sword, my favorite sword in the game. Okay, I see how you're saying it. All right, our chicken has now hatched. So, oh, the other weird. I mean, everyone notices this, but obviously the dark cloud, or Kakariko is particularly darker than usual because of the Death Mountain cloud. Bigger on sword, yeah. So this is where you wake up who you need to wake up. And of course you can hear him snoring. Assuming my audio is good. So this is the top-down view. And there he is. I always think these rooms are done super well. Some of the best artwork, I think, in this game is actually houses like this because they're static. You don't have to move them. It's just like a frame shift. So I think the this style is timeless, the way that this looks. Alright. What does he actually say? Oh, just Z. Malin, doing alright. Mumble mumble. Sorry to make you worry. Alright, we're gonna wake up the lazy dude. You can almost see that little Bowser thing on his necklace. Did you save Malin? Thanks, I'm going back to the ranch then. Alright, so if you leave this house, then he's gone. So you can't look at him from here, but you can sort of see it when he was asleep. It's like a little gold right here, but it's definitely on there. Now that you said that earlier, is it, I mean, I'm sure it's supposed to be a Bowser, but it kind of just looks like a cow. Like with the shape of the cow. Because he is a rancher. So, wake him up at the castle. Yep. So, dude is always asleep. Oh, we could do the archery. What are we looking up? Can someone look it up? We're gonna give the lady back her Kuko, who has now woken up someone, a heavy sleeper. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good Kuko keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Kuko if you're interested. Here's another one for you. Is it Kojiro? Or is it Kojiro? Yeah, we'll look up. Someone can look up the Bowser. When we get back to Lun Lun Ranch, we'll have a look at like in first person point of view, because in the house it just goes to a top down view, so you can't really see it. Do you want to keep Kojiro? Yes. The very, very blue Kojiro. I'm sure Navi wants, like, oh, he told you to go to Kakariko Village. Should we believe what Sheik said and go to Kakariko Village? I mean, we're here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Because we know where we're going next. Or at least I know where we're going next. With Kojiro. So we are back here. Now, someone mentioned, and I don't remember if it's here or if it's the sign. Apparently, in the 3DS version of the game, and also the Master Quest on the GameCube, they forgot to take out one of the moon and star emblems that you see on like the shield, the mirror shield, and other blocks. And apparently there's one in this graveyard that they forgot to take out. And I don't know where it is. Like, it would appear on one of these for sure. But then they forgot to do that one. So we'll have to find it. Or it may be one of the blocks inside of the Dampe's race. Let's read. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I will let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you, Dampe. So we mentioned this a couple streams ago. I came in here as a child, and he says, "Oh, I have a secret, and I will never give it up." Something along those lines. So it's interesting that now that he's dead, because we're about to go to his gravestone and find him, and it's his ghost that you race. But during life, he's not willing to give anything up. But then how would he have written this journal if he knew he was gonna die? Or you just write it as a I don't know, as your last will and testament, I don't know. Maybe he just wrote the note in his diary just waiting for the day that he was gonna die. And he's like, all right, now I'll give up my treasure. So these ghosts. I wanted to show you guys something. Some of you probably know this, but the sound of the Poe, the laugh from a Poe, is actually a sped up version of Ganondorf laughing. And you could probably look up other like YouTube shorts or just YouTube videos where someone speeds it up. That sound, that laughing sound, is just Ganondorf going, ha 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 ha. And they've sped that up. And I think there's another instance where they do something very similar. So that's kind of cool. Hey man, just found it. The 1.0. How much did yours cost you? Because I'm going to get one. Actually, I was very lucky. A good friend of mine, he is Aeropig. He's been on my Halo live streams. He's a personal friend of mine. He had his copy from when he was a kid. So he bought it. He bought it in October of '98. So I did not pay anything for it. But I have seen at one of my local stores that do retro games, I've seen them go for a lot of money. Like basically $60, $70. And I've seen fully packaged ones go for more than $100. So it's a lot. It's a lot of money, paying more than what it cost back in 1998. So I don't know if there's a way to get up there without the hook shot, other than using the little seedling thing and the plant that grows. $79.99. Yeah, that's probably not a bad price. I mean, if you get lucky and someone doesn't know what they have, they may sell it for a little less. But Ocarina of Time cartridges are pretty much holding their value or more. Even if you just get a regular, the most common 1.2, which is the one my brother and I grew up with. But yeah, my friend bought it in October of that year. Yeah, it won't grab that ledge. You can use a well-placed boomerang. I don't have the boomerang. I know there's a way to trick the game into equipping the boomerang. Yeah. It's funny how there's a ledge jump thing. Now, here's a question for you, Linkslayer, because there is another thing that happens that I mentioned in a last stream is, yeah, as a kid, it's still there. I'm aware of that. In the 1.0 cartridge, they had to patch the jumping animation for small ledges. And the perfect example is for gravestones. Never knew that this is my all-time favorite game. Never knew what. So when you have a small opening like this and you try to jump across it, the game wants to jump all the way across. So it won't let you just fall down. So that's in the extreme case, you just jump all the way across. But this 1.0 cartridge has this problem where it will only grab the ledge. So they had to patch it to where in the 1.1 and 1.2 where it won't just grab the ledge like that. Oh, that there was a 1.0. Yeah. There's 3 mass-produced cartridges of this game, and the least of those is the 1.0. So it can be either the gold cartridge or there were gray cartridges. This cartridge, all of my cartridges look the same except for the number in the back, which I did on my first live stream. So you'll have 2 numbers on the back that are, it's very hard to see because it's like etched into the back of the cartridge. So this is super annoying. Yeah, Dung Nasty, if you're watching this, it won't let you freaking fall into a grave. So this had to be patched in the 1.1 and 1.2. So you can, of course, you can grab the ledge and just press the A button, but this animation does not exist for falling into the grave. You can either jump and then pull back on the analog stick like harder than you would on your regular copy, 1.1 or 1.2. It won't let you fall. See, I just tried to pull back and it still grabbed the ledge. So you pretty much just have to press the A button. Once you get here, you have to press the A button because it won't let you fall down the freaking hole. It won't let you. All right. There's a couple interesting things in here. So I'm going to fail my first attempt because there is a video. Yeah, the original cartridge. Are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. Okay, so I am going to fail this first run on purpose because there are a few different routes that will take you to some... So there's a body there. There's a skeleton there. There are places that have... not dead hands, re-deads. And it's just weird to see because it's not a normal occurrence for you to see this in this game. Unless you're purposely going the wrong route. It might have been that that door, by the way. Won't let you into the hole because it is unnatural to disturb the buried. Yeah. If you explore this long enough going purposely the wrong way, you will find all sorts of terrible things. So we went right there. We're gonna take a different route this way. That takes you around, so that's the wrong way. I think we stopped here. And then there's another one. So when this door closes there, you run out of time. And I think that may have been one of the moon and star patterns that they forgot to remove in the Master Quest, so they just didn't get them all. Here's another scary section. There's one of the re-deads. Someone did a video trying to... Yeah, I have this in my muscle memory as well. Someone did a video trying to count the amount of bodies that are buried under Kakariko. And if you include that the walls and the floors and the ceilings of the Shadow Temple and the bottom of the well are full of bodies like the catacombs in ancient Rome, Paris, all of that area, it turns into like 24,000 bodies. And someone, they went through meticulously and checked all the code and did like a surface area study using like pixel density. There's a whole video about it. But one of the things, for you to be able to account for that exact number, you have to remember that places like these also have sets of bones and redeads and things like that, because otherwise they won't be in your total count. This is another funny thing. The only other place where Link sneezes in his little animation like this is in the ice caverns, because it's cold. And Zora's domain as an adult in the graveyard is the only other place in this tomb where that's the case. So, you know, the dead cold that's a little detail. All right, we're gonna do the actual race now. And of course, you can come back, and there's a heart piece to be had. When you come back with the long shot, you can do this. And someone also told me that with a well-timed rolls will also get you under a minute for the next time that you do this. I'm having a horrible time right now. Whoops. Nope, now I'm all turned around. He goes right. I hit way too many fire things. You can hear the redeads, by the way. But you don't have to run into any of them if you do this right. And there's more redeads if you go the other directions, so you can always come back and check all that out. So when you have the long shot, you can go from here to that torch that's up there in one swoop. It shouldn't be harder the second time. If you hit this torch with your long shot, you get up here real fast. That's what I do, roll around corners. Yeah. You have to beat 1 minute to get the heart piece that he gives you. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. I'm out of coffee. It's possible that it was this time block. One more thing, be careful on your way back. Yeah, and also learning the Song of Storms is the other thing. I never did the long shot thing. Yeah, the long shot is actually, that's the only way I do it. You use the long shot from the bottom. As soon as you enter that room, instead of doing that circular stairs, you just hit that torch and it cuts off like 5 seconds. What kind of coffee do I drink? Whatever's available. I like to get a Colombian medium usually. Sometimes I drink black. Sometimes I drink with a little bit of milk. If you're good, it's not that hard. Yeah, it's probably. I don't ever do the roll thing because I always hit fire. So you could do it without the long shot is what you're saying. You can time your run, do the rolls, all of that stuff. And there's no way for this. This looks creepy, by the way. I don't know. It looks like it's etched in. It's probably not, but to me it looks like a face of some sort. There was another interesting thing that happens. There are a lot of statues in this game, which apparently were real photos, and they were like super compressed and then made into 3D structures for this game. Some of them are in the courtyard, but they've been identified as like Roman statues, Greek statues, neoclassical statues from the United States. Like there are a lot of them in this game. And there is one statue, I don't remember where it is, but that still has not been identified. Like the image of the real photo of a real statue somewhere in the world, it has not been identified to this day. And none of the developers either remember, or whoever did it lost it or didn't know what they found. So it hasn't been when you do like a Google image search of whatever, you can't like backtrace it because it's all digitized, pixelated, and messed up. But there is definitely a face there. It kind of looks like a helmet is opening up, and then there's a nose, there's some ears, kind of a collarbone type of deal, and then it's either like a funny hat or like a brain splitting open, like Zeus and Athena. You know that thing? I don't know. It's crazy. It is very crazy. I love the torch sounds. I wonder if you stand next to a torch, if you still get the cold animation. I'm sure you will. Where he sneezes. Yeah, he's like shivering. There's the sneeze. It looks funny with the sword and shield out. Okay, it must be cold enough. Oh, I didn't go far enough forward. Oh, I have to do the race again. Because I need the Song of Storms. And there's a heart piece as well. That door closes on you if you don't go all the way through it. It just slams you on the head. And then you become part of the tomb with Dompe in it. You could like side hop all that way, but then you can't really see where you're going. Ah, there it is. It always happened. He's supposed to go left. A noob maneuvering. Yeah. That's a good word. From right here, you smack that thing, and it cuts off this entire time. Even if you take your time with a long shot. Yep. I was only 3 seconds late, but I hit that fire, so I might have made 1 minute. Was the present I gave you useful? Yeah, it was alright. Okay, don't stop in front of this thing. Because it'll get you. Go right, not left. At the fire? Does that do something? Because he definitely goes that way. Master Quest is inverted, that's why I'm... Oh, yeah. Or, well, one of the master... You can do a mirror mode on the Master Quest. And then also all the extra enemies and things like that. And then everyone's favorite time paradox is right here. At the part where you can go one of 3 ways, there at the end. You can take the other route. You can go right. Where's this dude? He's right below me, isn't he? So he's angry. He's not so angry in the childhood timeline. I'll never forget what happened on that day, 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. You're taking turns I'm not used to. Interesting, Ninja Styles. So I mean, if you just follow Dompe, it shouldn't, it's not a different route, but maybe there is a different way in the Master Quest. I don't know. This is the ultimate time loop. It really is. You teach yourself a song that you can only learn as an adult because the kid version of you played that song and messed up the windmill, but you can't play that song until you come back as an adult. And then you have to go back as a kid to go to the bottom of the well. This guy looks like a creep. You know what's funny? I think he looks more like a creep when he's smiling. And he's just turning this music box provocatively. And now he's just got angry eyes. As an adult, he's got angry eyes. As a kid, he's got happy face going on. But like too happy, if you know what I mean. Oh no, a storm again. You played the Ocarina again, didn't you? Grr, with like 13 R's. Alright. Good enough. So here's where I usually grab this piece. I think it might have been Dunk Nasty or Link Slayer who said, you can side hop off of the tower up there and get this heart piece. And we did that already. I managed to do that. I've never done that, so thank you. Whoever, I'm pretty sure it was Dunk Nasty. Like, why is he so happy? I'm only happy when it rains, this song. This is how you do it as an adult. So, but we already did this. So he's just going to be like, hey, what's up? To get a good view. Alright, we're going to do... Oh, we can't make it. That was weird too. Let's try and get ourselves... We both did, yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. That was the first though. Yeah, I think I may have only done that by accident one other time in my life. Like literally by accident. I jumped off the tower and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna take a hit, and I fell onto that roof. And I never did that again. It was just always easier to do the hook shot. These are random when you use arrows. In the slingshot, there's like an order to this. Hey, first try. Lovely chest hair on that oaf. I hated this game. Yeah. Apparently, people who are playing this on the Nintendo Switch, and if they don't have the N64 controller that plugs into the Switch, the analog sticks on like Joy-Cons and Pro Controllers are way too sensitive, so they really struggle doing these archery games. But I always find it easier. So you do this very same game twice, the slingshot as a kid, and then bow and arrow as an adult. But I always found that the bow and arrow was just like a straight shot, and the slingshot is like the space in between, obviously. So I always struggled more with the slingshot, even though the order in the bow and arrow is random. So like especially the red rupees, the 20 rupees, those are hard. Yeah, he's got an arrow of chest hair pointing up to the prize. And his hair looks like like one of those caps, the Newsies. That looks real up there, like they took a photo of a freaking leopard or something and threw it up there. So it's always good looking around because I know what are these? When I went to the Bombchu alley, there's as a kid, other than the Bombchu baddie who's there's all sorts of cool things up on the walls. These look like... They look like moblins. Or pose. I don't know. That's odd. Obviously there's stuff up there. Huh. And then there's like a back door that you can never use. I play the original N64, yeah. Maybe he's a French Cacarican. But like the bowl. Yeah, it's just his hair is shaped like a cap. Or maybe he is wearing a cap, I don't know. He looks like he came out of the 70s. I can't get a side view because he looks at you. Anyway, he's got the full hands, but like the bowling game, sometimes it's messed up. The bowling game is rough. In fact, I don't know if I got the bomb bag. He looks high. I got bomb chews, I got a heart piece, and I don't know if I got the bombs because I tried too many times, and the chicken always screwed me up. I'm gonna do this I didn't know that this was here for the longest time. And by longest time, I mean, I did a playthrough like in 2008. And I found that this was here, all on my own. I didn't use a guide or anything weird. Oh, I missed the spot. It's either closer to the tree or further from the tree. keep messing it up. There is a hole here with a couple of redeads and a 200 rupee. There it is. Who knew this was here? So this room apparently in the 3DS looks completely different. I think this looks a lot creepier. Also, is that redead chasing me? No, he sees me. If you walk slowly, they don't touch you, but I think this guy's already onto me, so I don't know. He may attack me. Nope, I guess not. You're already pretty advanced. You're already grown up. Yep. Oh, he moved. I moved. No. E for everyone, but not me. That's 3 times. He only goes back door. Why do these guys only go back door? Come on. I don't want that again. It's different. It definitely is different. Yeah, so this is a 200. This is a yellow. I guess it's supposed to be golden rupee. And of course my wallet's already full. I think there was a rupee. Yep. So, oh, there's also a gold Skulltula up here at night, I believe. Hey, a friend of mine got 2 N64 consoles with controllers, one orange and the other green. Cool. They made a line of N64s that were transparent because the 90s loved transparent things. Transparent CRTs, which, by the way, the reason for that was prison. If you didn't know, the reason there were transparent TVs is for prison, because people would break up pieces of stuff and use them as shanks and all sorts of things. I think I messed up. I need to do this during the nighttime, so it's going to reload me wherever I came out from that secret grotto. Yeah, I have a few controllers. I don't know if I've shown you guys, if I have shown you guys my different controllers. I have a full set. You need a full set to play GoldenEye multiplayer, or Perfect Dark, or Smash Bros, or Mario Kart. So it's nice to have a full set. Do you know Spanish? Yes, I do. Why? It shows up in English for me. Does it show up for Spanish for you? There's like a little thing on the like a little auto translate feature or something. But yeah. There we go. That was the gold Skulltula I was looking for. Were there more? I know there's more in the graveyard, but we're not here for gold Skulltulas. We are okay. We are now leaving, and let's do the. Thought so. Okay. Oh, it doesn't show up for you. For me, it goes straight to. I think there's a setting on your YouTube where it will auto translate, but I don't know if it'll do it for the live chat. Since I have my OBS Studio open, it probably looks very different for me than it does for you. Oh, it shows up in Spanish. I'm sure there's a setting for it. Hearts. Alright, we're gonna head to Kokiri, because that is where the next chicken, the Kuko, needs to be used. Yeah, actually, YouTube is, just in the past, I want to say year, YouTube has a feature where it will, not only will it translate automatically, on certain videos it will auto-dub based on how many, like if you have a big percentage of viewers, but it happens to be in a different language, then it'll have an auto dub as soon as a video is posted. Probably not on a live stream, but on a like a regular VOD, video on demand. And so it's funny because maybe some people are watching these videos and it's, you know, turning it into, I don't know, Japanese or something. I did a Super Metroid playthrough, and apparently Super Metroid is much bigger in Japan than it is in the US as far as how many people really love that game. And the first auto dub was in Japanese, so I was like, I watched back my own Super Metroid video and it's me talking in Japanese, and I was like, whoa, this is super awesome. I don't know any Japanese. No response. He's sleeping. Alright, well, you gotta wake these dudes up. I hate that auto dub feature. It assumes I am too stupid to understand another language through audiovisual medium as YouTube is. I mean, the auto dub just puts it. You can set your auto translate for any YouTube. Like if you just, for whatever reason, you're watching stuff in, I don't know, Germany, but you want it auto translated to, I don't know, Italian, because you're Italian, then that's how it'll do it. Yeah, I watched it. Did you ever beat Ridley? Yes, I did. That was the hardest boss ever. That was probably harder than Mother Brain at the end. So that would have been it was probably my second to last stream. I think it only took me 7 or 8 streams. Only a nice guy like me can tame you. Which means you must be Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, you did watch it. Deliver the stuff to the old hag in the potion shop. So we talked about the situation between this guy, who's the son of the old hag, but then the woman in Kakariko who's allergic to cuckoos, who needs help getting the cuckoos who gave you this one, that she mentions that this is her brother. So there's a brother situation, there's the old hag is the mom, and the carpenter is that guy's wife, and they all seem to be poachers. And she's got like a tiger looking thing in her, like a tiger cub in the potion shop, which we're about to go to. And then the carpenter's pants are like tiger pants. So yeah, I watched it. Did you ever be? I'm Italian. Oh, that's awesome. I just put a thing out there. That's freaking cool. I think therefore I am. So are you watching this in Italian, or you're just, or what? What's your favorite football club in Italy? What part of Italy are you from? Because that's awesome. We've got a fully international stream going on right now. Finally got the last of the bed sheets in the washer and dryer, just have heating fuel left. You got an odd mushroom. Zelda loves mushrooms. There's mushrooms in Link to the Past. There's mushrooms in Link's Awakening. Oh, you got 3 minutes. I forgot about this. Alright, we gotta leave this place. I totally forgot. These mushrooms spoil. I thought later in the quest is when you get all of that stuff happening. There's 2 more instances. And this, my friends, is why you possibly need Epona. Ciao, yeah, ciao. We say ciao in Spanish as well, but... Mi chiamo JP. That's what I know. We're going to Kakariko Village. You could probably make this one without needing Epona. But definitely some of the later ones. No, I'm an Italian American. My family came from Italy on my dad's side. Okay. That's still cool. The effect of the mushroom wears off in 3 minutes. E for everyone. That's my favorite thing to say when something happens in this game. That is definitely not E for everyone. We say E for everyone. This is the new potion shop. And then you can go this back alley, back way. And then this way. And then we give her the shrooms. This woman here. I freaking knew that would happen. You have to like Z-target, but there's no Z-targeting in this shop for whatever strange reason. That bum, he had to go into the forest. I see. Hey, give it to me now. And then it goes dark and she does some dark magic. Sounds a lot like truffles to me. They lose their potency very soon after getting them. If you see that fool, give this to him. It is the strongest medicine I have ever produced. However, this potion will not work on a monster. It just looks like she cut the top of the mushroom and put it on a piece of leather. Here, take this. SEA. I live in Seattle, Washington, home of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks. You're a big Seahawks fan, man. The one of the World Cup, or several of the World Cup games were in that stadium, and that is a cool stadium. I want to go to that stadium. I got a chance to go to Kansas City for a World Cup match. Oh, you guys should check out, I finally did get that video made. So if you go to my film and photography channel, that's in the description, I got to go to a World Cup game, which is like once in a lifetime. So I made a video about that. You'll want to check that out. So the guy's pants, her husband's pants, the carpenter boss, his pants look mysteriously a lot like this. It looks like a tiger cub, is what I'm calling this thing. So what's he doing with that saw when he's not building Kakariko Village? You know? There's all the fumes from the potions. I like the wallpaper. Looks pretty nice. There's, oh, also, this was kind of in line with the thing I was talking about with the statues. Apparently, doors and door frames and brick patterns, these are actual photos from real pieces of carpentry and real bricks in the game. And they just, you know, they took a section of it and then they just multiplied it by however many pixels they wanted to do. So it's, I'm not wrong in saying that when you get into like houses where things don't have to be moving around to load textures, like they do look extra nice. And that's the reason why, because in a lot of cases these things are real. These are real photos that have been put into the game. So anyway, let's go back to Kokiri Forest, Lost Woods. Take back our potion, our medicine. I guess I did that Skulltula already. And then I believe he gives you, or it's not he, it's actually a Kokiri girl who gives you a poacher saw that he left behind. And this was a point of contention I had. I think it was Cult of Glenda who was in the chat last time. The doorknobs are hexagonal. It gives it a more antique look, right? No, I think doorknobs are hexagonal because this game is made of polygons, and to make a perfect circle for something so trivial, would take a hell of a lot of polygons for no reason. So they just slapped 2 triangles together. Was the easiest way to do that. Ganon, he's the man. If he can do it, great. That sounds like Ingo. Here's another weird discussion that we had. A couple of not a weird, well, we'll call it weird. What is the longest walkable distance and how long does it take? I said, from the depths of the forest temple all the way to whatever the furthest location inside of the spirit temple. Because you have to walk all the way across Hyrule to do all of that. But then I don't know if maybe somewhere in the Fire Temple, Death Mountain Crater, and then some other distance would be longer. I don't think it is. It's a pretty far way to walk. Okay, so we're gonna give this person. That medicine is made of forest mushrooms. Give it back. All right. I guess you want your mushrooms back. I don't know why. The Kokiri never grow up, but at the same time, they're 100 years old or more. Okay. This is what I was saying. I think Cult of Glenda was in here in this chat last time and said that there was a mistranslation of the Japanese word for this type of saw, which is it's just like a carpenter's saw, a workman's saw. But here in English they call it the poacher's saw. And of course, poacher, when you line it up with all the, you know, that cat and the guy's pants, I don't know. This guy's kid had this saw, and I'm sure he didn't use it because he always said he hated his parents. He said you know, everyone on this earth is disgusting. You must be disgusting. My parents are disgusting. That's what he says when he's sitting at the tree at night when you're a kid. And then he's gone. After this, he's just this sad, depressing character. But anyway, it says poacher's saw. So I think all of that sort of lines up with maybe some dark backstory of these 4 people. And then this girl laughs at you. He's like, are you going to be a Stalfos as well? They are always kids, and maybe the effects last longer for them. Hey, that's a good one. The Flash can't drink because his metabolism is so fast that he has no problem drinking. The elves in The Lord of the Rings have no problem drinking. Okay, so here is something I don't know the answer to, so we're gonna try this. So, I'm pretty sure the carpenter boss in Gerudo Valley, because his workers are trying to go to Gerudo Valley, and they all get arrested. That is weird because technically he does become well, Stalfos-like. Yes, he does in Twilight Princess. He is the guy who teaches you all of the sword techniques and all of that stuff. So if we go this way, this is a shorter route to Gerudo Valley. What was I saying? There's one of the big Poes. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the carpenter boss. I don't know if he's going to be available to give him the poacher's saw because it's so early in the game and I haven't done any of the Gerudo Thieves hideout stuff. Therefore, is this guy going to be standing outside this tent? I don't know. If he is, I can give him this saw. If he's not, then I may have to do Gerudo Thieves hideout. So there's a lot going on. Oh, this is the first time you jump across this thing. Oh, it won't let you. If you go even at like a 2-degree angle, it won't let you. The frame rate drop just for doing that is annoying. There he is. Now will he accept? Okay, this is what I'm talking about. See that dude's pants? He's got tiger pants on. It looks just like that freaking tiger cub that the old hag in the potion shop has. And that's his wife. So what are these people doing? That saw, it's mine. But I thought I left that saw with my old lady. Oh well. My Bigoron tool broke. So I was going to Goron City to get it repaired. Your coming here is great timing. Will you give me my saw? Take this way. So he gives you the broken broken Goron sword. Now here is something interesting that happens right here. Now that you have this, I'm almost certain that you can't go to Goron City and get the breakable giant's knife, which looks like the Bigoron sword but is the one that breaks. So some people like to do a challenge in addition to the 3-heart challenge, is take the broken giant's knife and try to do the entire game that way. Now if you try to hit someone with the broken giant's knife, it does the same amount of damage as the Kokiri sword as a child. So you'd essentially have to do the whole game like that. Which can be fun because you can't use this. You can't use this, but you can use the giant's knife if you go buy it. But I'm not sure you can go buy it now that you're halfway through this quest, because it will try to. You can't replace that slot, or maybe it goes into your slot for equipment rather than your slot for select item. I don't know. So let's head to. Oh, I just figured out something that I won't be able to do until I do the ice cavern. We're gonna have to get some blue ice. Or I can go to Kakariko Village. That potion shop has blue ice, doesn't it? I'm not sure if it does. Let's try that. I'm trying to take as many shortcuts as possible without having to do entire sections of the game. You have to eventually go to King Zora. And as an adult, King Zora is frozen. Here's a big Poe next to this tree. There it is. But I don't have the bow yet. You get that in the Forest Temple. It does, but expensive, I think. Is that why Aragorn was carrying around the shards of Narsil in the film? A side quest with 3 hearts. Yeah. It took him 3 entire movies before Lord Elrond would make it for him. Would reforge the sword that was once broken. He was doing the 3-heart challenge. For any Lord of the Rings fans out there, which is like 100% of us. This is what I wanted to test. Is if there is blue fire over here, then we will continue. The next thing I'm going to need is probably fairies. But someone told me that you can get through Death Mountain by backflipping because it always tries to... The game wants to put the craters in front of you rather than behind you. That's a Poe. Blue fire for 300 rupees. Oh, I'm gonna need a big wallet just to get blue fire. So, can I do the ice cavern faster than I can get my next Skulltula upgrade? That's a terrible question. Alright. How about on the way up Death Mountain, we'll get a few more. I think the next upgrade is at 30 Skulltulas, and I'm at 25. We could do it. We could do it. Do the ice cavern? Let's do as much of this as we can, and then we'll do that. How about that? But I will head to the ice cavern, just so I can get blue fire. We got that Skulltula. There's also a few... in Dodongo's Cavern that I can get. Oh, I never got the Scarecrow song. That's going to help us get a few of these. Yes, you can. I did most of the Water Temple before the Forest Temple just to try it before. Most of the Water Temple. You're going to need the bow at some point, I'm sure. By the way, this blue fairy here, or this green fairy is, I think if you play the Song of Storms, it opens up a, it gives you a big fairy. That's where I stopped. Okay. Nope. I guess it's a different song. One of the songs will work, but I'm pretty sure it's just a big fairy. Yeah, it is kind of fun doing stuff out of order. Let's try to jump our way up this mountain. So this ledge here. By the way, oh crap, oh crap. I almost fell off. This was one of those weird questions. So we were talking about what's the longest route. The other question is what is the tallest area in Hyrule? And we're pretty sure it's at the top of Death Mountain Crater. Like up there where the owl sits when you're a child. But also Zora's Domain and Zora's Fountain in particular is pretty up there as far as elevation, like altitude, because not altitude, elevation. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run backwards. But one of the things I mentioned to someone I was talking to about this is that this goes downward before it goes up, and then there's that climbable wall at the very end. And but this position that I'm standing at right now is, you know, about the same as the bottom of the climbable wall, maybe a little bit higher actually. So by the time you climb up, you're only like a couple of, if you take a Kakariko Village house, one story, it's probably like 3 or 4 houses stacked up on each other. So this is like a 4-story climb. Maybe. And then Zora's River is very long. Okay, we're gonna run backwards when we start getting these, yeah, it starts doing this. So if you do this, apparently it loads in front of you, not behind you. Once we hit the wall, there's gonna be a freaking Tektite. And making it up this wall is difficult. Apparently that's all it took. This Tektite's gonna hit me on the way down. Okay, I can't hit that last Skulltula, so it's gonna be a try to go around it type of deal. Is it gonna turn? Oh no. Oh, it moved. It moved. Does it move back though? This is definitely annoying without the... At the very least, it would be good to have the bow. If I can get to this platform. There we go. That works. Stop moving if it turns purple. Oh, I didn't know that. If you just stop moving, if it turns purple, it works. It will deactivate the attack. Cool. I did not know that. I just always assumed you had to time your way. That broken knife is surely my work. I really want to repair it, but because of yesterday's eruption, my eyes are irritated. There are fine eye drops in Zora's domain. You will find them if you go to see King Zora. Alright. We have a prescription. And then he whines forever. Okay. Are there any... Nope, there are not. Can you activate the song from here? Bolero 5. I think you can. Let's do that. Or does it have to be from the Goron statue? Oh, I can't make it this way because I don't have the... Yeah, I can't break open that rock. It has to be from Goron City, Darunia's room. I did not mean to activate the big Goron. Speaking of which, is this the same big Goron that sells you the... No, that's a different Goron. You can buy the knife in Goron City from that big Goron, so it's not the same guy. You can't do it as a child. So the textures load in front of you, apparently. Okay, I got smacked there. I guess they load in that direction rather than this direction, because otherwise you get hit. Alright. Well, that worked out. There are a few Skulltulas in Dodongo's cavern, but I don't have the Scarecrow song, so that's another thing to do. But Dunk Nasty says do the Ice Cavern next, so we may do the Ice Cavern. You can still hear the Goron whining. All the way up. So this climb up Death Mountain is fairly steep. It's steep but short. And then the climb up Zora's River is long, but it's not as steep. But by the time you get to Zora's Domain, there's another couple set of long stairs. So my argument was that Zora's Domain, and specifically behind Zora, where you go into Zora's fountain, where Jabu Jabu is, and that area is maybe just a little bit lower in elevation compared to Death Mountain Crater. I'm sure there's a way in coding to figure out, rise over run and figure out how tall that actually is. But I'm sure Death Mountain is the highest up that you can be. So what I like to do, so King Zora is going to give you a frog. What I like to do is park my horse over here. Because from here... I think you have to go to Lake Hylia, and the fastest route, I believe, is that way. So if you leave Epona here, then the next time you come out, you'll be ready to do that section. And then we don't have much in the way of getting up there. I don't know if I'll be able to make it, if I'm honest. And since we're already over here, it really is looking like we're going to have to do a part of the Ice Cavern, because I won't have enough. I don't think I'm going to get enough Skulltulas in the same amount of time as it does to just finish the Ice Cavern, so that I can get both the Zora Tunic as well as... Oh, I did this whole thing so I wouldn't have to do all of that. This also helps, because you have to come back. Oh, there's a gold Skulltula right there. I forgot. That takes you much higher, but there's a gold Skulltula on this side that I should get. It's up here at nighttime. And then there's another one across from the bridge, but I think I need the long shot for that. So there's one up here. Isn't that like 40 or 50 gold for the wallet? No, 50 gives you the heart piece. And I forget what 40 gives you, but 30 I believe is the giant wallet. So I only need, after this one, I only need 4 more. Someone can check. Someone can Google that. I believe 30 gives you the the Giant's wallet for 500. You can hold 500 rupees. Oh, of course I messed that up. Thank you, Octorock. I needed that. And you can see this, how it gets cold. It is 30. Okay, good to know. Oh, I thought it was at nighttime. There's one here. Maybe it's already daytime. Or I guess dawn is enough. You will get it just for beating the ice cavern. Yeah, I know I will, but... so it's gonna... What you're saying is it's gonna line up exactly. I don't want to fall off. Yeah, I think you need the long shot for this. It's way up there. It's too high up. Can I stand on the... Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to stand on the fence and see if I could get it. Oh, don't tell me I'm locked out. Okay, good. Okay, this is something funny. I forgot about this. So this is... I don't know if... I know it happens in the 1.2 cartridge. So... After I play Zelda's Lullaby, look at how tall Link becomes. There's a... The camera pulls away. Keep an eye on Link. For a split second, he's super short. They must have forgotten to animate him. It looks like he's kneeling, but someone in development said, nope, we absolutely forgot to reanimate that, and so they just put short Link, his legs, and then his body became the same height as, yeah, Lieutenant Dan Link. So he's super short. If go back and, because now the waterfall's open now. Oh no, it closed. Check this out again. For like a half second, he's really, really short. He's got stubby little legs. Right here. They, in every single cartridge, I'm pretty sure now. And it looks like he's getting up. It looks like he's coming up from kneeling, but he's definitely not. It's a complete mess up in the animation. That's super funny. Now the question is, can I get in here with these items? Because I can't get in there. I guess we're doing this. It is 1 o'clock for me. I may have to stop. I got like an hour. Funny how my thumbnail, the ocarina plays Melon to open the way into Zora's domain. Yeah. Speak friend and enter. That's what MZ is saying there. For you Lord of the Rings nuts. There's a heart piece here. There's a heart piece at the bottom of here. Your thumbnail says Forest Temple. Yeah, the next thing to do is the Forest Temple. And I may not get to that since we're doing all of this, but I don't care. We will definitely do the Forest Temple next. In the next stream, I mean. Alright, we're going this way. These can be annoying. You can fall off and have to start again. Woo! I don't think I've ever done this in this order, by the way. Oh, of course. The stub toe. I always get frozen here. Ooh, that was close. If you're good, you can do Ice Cavern in 15 minutes and Forest Temple in 40. Yeah, but I also haven't even done like the Sacred Forest Grove and all of that. And I've got some definite adulting to do. So I will probably stop in about an hour. So we'll do this. Maybe we'll finish the Bigoron side quest, and then we'll have the Bigoron sword for the rest of this playthrough. And if we decide we want to do things out of order, that could be fun. I think there's 2 or 3 gold Skulltulas in the Ice Cavern, but you have to backtrack and get blue ice or blue fire a couple of times. I'm actually really fast at this game when I'm not just talking smack the whole time. I can beat this game probably in let's say 8 hours. Without doing all the weird glitchy crap and all of that. Like, you can become an adult in about an hour and a half. And then there's all the some of the temples are long. If you're doing them without cheating. The Spirit Temple takes a long time because you've got 2 sections to get through. But yeah, this doesn't take too long. The thing that I like to do about this, I always get the stupid blue keys. It always gets me. Hate it. What takes me usually a long time is that I'm coming back and forth between grabbing more blue ice because I want to open up all the other areas that I need. So I'll use up all of my fairies just so I can get over here. Oh, thank you, Navi. Alright, we're gonna use our fairies so we don't have to double back 100 times. We need at least 3, I believe. You need at least 3 blue fires. But I'm gonna get some of the gold Skulltulas in the area as well. So I'll need more than that. Alright. One of these is also a heart piece, I believe. I think that's a heart piece. Should I do it? I guess this is as easy as any other heart piece to get, so. One time I did this whole thing and I went over to King Zora and I was too far away from King Zora and I had to come all the way back. Because I missed King Zora by like a pixel. There's another room with a heart and blue fire. Yes, there is. It's the same room with the Skulltula. Oh yeah, that's not it. I screwed that up. Oh, I did not mean to fall off. I'm gonna get hit by the ice keys. Freak! This, okay, what I'm about to show you is not a glitch, but it's still kind of funny. The action, this is the only place in this game. I don't know why it does this. So, this is a small platform, so you just do like a little hop. This is a kind of medium platform, so oh, never mind. This looks like a medium platform, but it's just a regular hop. And then this one here is a tall one, so you have to climb up it. But if you jump from here and immediately go action to the tall wall, if I can get it right, then he jumps straight up from here to there. Isn't that weird? Like it misses out on the animation of you landing on the platform and it just goes straight up. I don't know. Speedrun quirk. I don't know. keys are the worst. Specifically, ice keys are the worst. Alright, we're back in this room. And one of these is the extra room, and one of them is not. This is nothing. Wait, that's not nothing. That's one of the rooms. The other route, I believe, is the way you're supposed to go. And this is the extra room with the Skulltula, the heart piece, and there's more blue fire, I believe. Or is this the right way to... No, this is the extra room. And there's more stupid keys in here. Link does pull-ups. He does. I believe this is the heart piece. Come on, Z targeting. All the extra work. Skulltula on the other side. Freaking A, why do I do this to myself? That's the compass. Now I'm going to be too far away for the blue ice. There we go. Why do I do that to myself? Alright. 2 more of these. And I'm sure you need some more. We may as well go all the way through and get the iron boots and get the Song of Serenade, the water, the Serenade of Water. Funny thing, which we talked about, I always talk about this because it's one of the most peculiar things in the development of this game, is this was absolutely where you were supposed to get the ice arrows. But then, when they had to change up everything, it screwed up with the order of all the temples. The Spirit Temple, the Iron Boots were supposed to be a part of that section instead of what it is. And some of the proof is in the fact that that all of the items that you get from the Gerudo are metallic items, and then all of a sudden you get the ice arrows from there. That doesn't make any sense. So, all of those things. I think I'm up to like 28, maybe? Which at this point won't matter, because the point was let's see if we can either get Skulltulas or get King Zora unfrozen. And they're gonna happen simultaneously in the end, I think. Oh, of course. For whatever reason, climbing this ice block is the same as climbing a block that you stand on, like the pushable blocks. So sometimes it activates, sometimes it doesn't. Like press A to climb, that sort of thing. I believe you can also make this jump to this blue fire. Yeah, it's a weird jump, but you can do it. Just in case we need this again. I think we need it for one of the silver rupees on that other side. So there's one time that you have to, like, drop this. You have to push it off the... You have to push this off into the hole. It might have been faster to go for that one directly than it was to do this. Fun fact, you can jump slash that silver rupee and use fire. You can jump slash... Jump slash the silver rupee. This thing? If you jump slash here and use... I'm not sure what you mean. You mean there's a way to get up there without having to hurdle these platforms around? Or do you mean if I push this over, I'll still have to get another ice block is the problem. You mean this. Oh, I almost made it. The problem is, like I said, it doesn't really matter because now I have to climb up this thing again. Or I have to push this block out of the way to go to the last section. Even if I could do this. Okay. So we avoided having to do that whole thing. You don't need to melt the red stuff. You can jump slash that silver rupee. Oh, I screwed that up then. I didn't quite understand what you meant. I thought you meant something about getting up on the platform. So you're saying I didn't have to use my blue fire. Well, next time. It's hittable with a sword. Okay, so I could have just done this, and it would have, like, allowed me to grab that, is what you're saying. Interesting. Didn't know that. Good information. Getting onto the platform is a thing, too. Yeah. I got onto the platform, but it took me almost as long as just sliding the blocks into place. So if I were good, it would have saved me time. I think one time I missed this one too, and I had to go all the way back. There's a spot on the right side in the floor with that spot where you can fall through the floor. Oh yeah, I do know that one. Not something I regularly try to do. This next room is also funny because you can take out the... It's one of the snow Stalfos, and you can take him out before he spawns in the room, but you have to time your hit like perfectly. I'm gonna try it. I'm not too good at it, but I have done it a couple times by accident. So if you don't walk all the way into the room... Ah, yeah, I missed him. If you time that, you can jump slash, and just as he's coming out of the floor, he's instantly gone. Inside the fire, yeah, there's a jump through there, and then you fall through the... You fall through the floor, I believe. Oh, it's funny that the rupee's in my way. I wonder if this makes him move from the pedestal in the Temple of Time, or do you still have to at least complete a temple? This isn't considered a temple. Because you could open up all of the warp zones except for the Shadow Temple. I think a prerequisite for the Kakariko scene is finish the Water Temple. So you could technically do that now, I suppose. I just don't have a bow. We're doing all sorts of weird things in order. Inside fire. It's weird how my chat here is saying something different than what's on my phone chat. Weird. The Serenade of Water. You can start playing before the ocarina even touches your mouth. Oh, I think I just noticed the difference between, that's what I just said earlier, is I have the live chat is open on my phone, but also on my computer where I'm streaming this. And the chat says two different things. So that's what the auto translate feature will do. It seems to be working on my computer. On my streaming, I guess the page is different than what you see on your phone. Interesting. All right, so I have the one blue fire. I'm gonna probably need another one, but in the meantime, I can still do this section. There is also, I guess that's where we just popped out of, that hole in the wall. We're gonna go back through and we're gonna grab some more blue fire because I don't want to screw that up. And we could open both the shop as well as the King Zora. I think that's 3 of them. Yeah. Alright, we'll head out. There is a heart piece on... Of course that hit me. Which way is it? It's that way. No, that's the wrong way. The floor looks different. It's supposed to look like... There it is. So at the bottom of this is a heart, and I'm going to try to go sort of central because then I'll ruin where I should have enough time to get back out of the water. A minute 20, yeah, that's more than enough time. And I got another heart piece, so it actually gave me a few extra seconds, and I'm at 29 gold Skulltulas. I just need one. So I did in fact make it before doing all the King Zora stuff. I did actually make that before I got my 30th gold Skulltula. If I had tried any more, I probably would have gotten a few more earlier. Then I could have gotten the blue fire. But it works out. We'll get the water tunic while we're at it. The Zora's tunic, I mean. So we'll get the Zora's tunic first, and then from here I'm supposed to give King Zora the prescription, and then she gives you the frog, and you take that to the laboratory in Lake Hylia. And then from the laboratory in Lake Hylia, it takes you all the way. Oh, there's a funny thing that happens here too. If you get the tunic from the shop, and you already have the tunic, then King Zora says, oh, I guess I've got nothing to give you, so I'll just give you a kiss. So that's what you get from King Zora. I should have done it the other way around, but now King Zora is giving me the tunic. That's the separate dialogue you get if you do this the other way around. Let's go do that real quick. We're gonna open up the shop before we start the next sequence. This next sequence, they're all timed. So, King Zora kiss, yeah. I have never in my life bought anything from this shop. But we're gonna unlock it anyway. If for any reason a like takes your tunic and you can't get it back because you got reset or thrown off a platform or something stupid, this is the only way to get your tunic back. And the same goes for the Goron tunic, the red tunic. That's the only reason these two shops exist, is because of likes. Alright, let's head back up. By the way, these were, I don't know if MZ is still here, we were talking about this. So King Zora, going up these platforms, you're still going up. You go up a little bit of hill, or this grade here, because we were talking about how much elevation there is from Zora's River and then here. So then there's a little bit of a climb here, and then this is like a good 30-degree incline, and then this turns into a long 45, and then of course another half story up to go into Zora's fountain. Alright, we're gonna do this now. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna give King Zora this prescription. Here we go. This is, well, eye drops. You might say we have them, you might say we don't. We do have the ingredients. If you take the ingredients to the doctor at the lake laboratory, he can make the drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh. So I believe King Zora gives you like 3.5 minutes. And then the last one is like a whopping 4 minutes. Or you have to take the eye drops all the way up. And I don't know if I'm going to make it. Up Death Mountain, I mean. Not just because of the rocks. I don't think the rocks are that big of a problem. But the Skulltulas are a problem. Because I don't have the bow to be able to take out that last Skulltula. Did you plant the seed as a kid, though? Yes, I did. But the seed here doesn't do anything. Oh, or do you mean the seed on Death Mountain? Does it take you up? I guess I could save you like a little bit of time. Probably not that much. Death Mountain, yeah. No, I did not plant that. I don't think it should matter. I've got Epona, and that makes up the difference. But what difference I can't make with the seed is the Skulltula problem, because I'm doing this so early in the game that I don't have a bow. It's not that much of a time save anyway. Yeah, it literally, if I remember, that one literally just goes from Dodongo's Cavern up, and then you still have to go around anyway, if I remember correctly. So it doesn't do a whole lot. Let's see, Lake Hylia is out this way. Yeah, from the laboratory up Death Mountain is going to be a hell of a climb, and I don't know if I'll make it in time. We'll see. We're going to try our best. I want to get the Scarecrow song while I'm here, but that's going to take a while. There's also a heart piece that I can get. I'm going to turn my horse around. There. I hate when it does that. You have to do this like it lines up. These eyeballs are so delicious. Tonight we'll cook fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. These are for making Bigoron's eye drops? Okay. I ruined this dude's night. He really wanted a good dinner. There's a lot you can do here, even the gold scale. Yeah, there's a lot to do here in Lake Hylia, but I can't do it when this timer starts. It won't last long at this temperature. I think this is 4 minutes. You can do it. 4-minute timer. Let's go. Yeah, he thinks he's got a good meal. Alright, fastest route to Death Mountain. I think is the same way this way. If you try to sprint across like a bridge or any platform that goes down, Epona will stop. So like you can't just sprint your whole way through. It took me 1:15 just to get to Kakariko. Alright. Straight shot. Since you have over 500 subs, did you consider getting monetized? I am so close on my hours. I have to apply for that first level of monetization. I don't know how much you're gonna get from a gaming channel, but I will try. My other channel is closer to 1,000. I don't want to get hit by all these rocks, but the other thing I forgot completely to do was to actually side hop my way. I knew I'd get hit. So the Dodongo's Cavern plant would just be on that side. And all it does is bypass like the tiniest bit, but then you still have to run around the back side. So I'm not sure it's too much of a save. Rolling. Ah, there's this stupid thing with the, in this game. The same thing with the gravestone. Where if you don't jump, it doesn't recognize your jump if you're at a certain angle. Alright, I have to set up here. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Alright. There's also frame rate drops because of all of those things loading as well. Alright. I've got the hook shot, and that's all I've got to get up here. It's gonna be real close. Not to mention, my nightmare is the My nightmare is the fact that if I try to press the eye drops and it says, it looks like this item doesn't work here. Oh, I think I just like glitched. I glitched a little bit through that spot. That may have helped. And even the last jump there, for some reason, it didn't do the ledge grab. I didn't do that on purpose, it just did it. Hey, we made it. You brought the eye drops, I'm so relieved. I'm gonna use them right now. You can hear those eye drops everywhere in Hyrule. Just like his whining earlier, his groaning. My blade business. With the Goron sword, you got a claim check for it. Okay, so this takes like a 3-day cycle, so obviously we're gonna do this. I'm glad we were able to make it. We're doing this before we do the first dungeon as an adult. I don't think I've ever purposely done it this early. I think I've done it after the Forest Temple. So how long did that giant Goron have itchy eyes since the eruption? I don't know. The eruption was taking place all the way back when you were a kid, but he was not here when you were a kid. You have to wait till the wolf howls or the chicken wakes you up in the morning. Otherwise it doesn't. If you play the Sun Song again, it doesn't actually do anything. Seven years. I believe that's 2 days. We gotta do 2 more of these. One more. There it is, nighttime. I think that's enough. That sword is my finest work. Bam! You handed in the claim check and got the big Goron sword. This blade was forged by a master smith and won't break. Well, there you have it. I didn't even equip it. I meant to equip it. And then we also have... This is the weirdest combination. Looking at this screen, you have a big Goron sword, no fire tunic. No Goron tunic. He said, since yesterday's eruption, my eyes have been... Hence why he cannot work on his forging of his broken sword. Did he say yesterday's eruption? I think you're right. Did I get it? I don't know if I... Okay, so you can do the infinite sword glitch. So the way you do the infinite sword glitch, let me show you with the master sword first, because I think it's maybe a little easier to see. So if you crouch, shield, and then you have to press B and then immediately do something with the action item, the A. So if you're in front of a sign or if you're in front of like a rock, then you do that. Let me try it again. It doesn't always work. That was too slow. There we go. It takes a few tries sometimes. So yeah, if you crouch, shield, and then use your sword with B, and then it's like a half second you have to press A, the action, to like read a sign or pick up a rock or talk to a person. Now there's like a little glitchy thing at the end of your sword. And now, you see that? It also messes with the camera. So normally the camera would follow you. Now there's like a frame rate issue with your camera. It doesn't stay behind you. But that is the infinite sword glitch. And when you press, when you walk up to like a rock or a wall or whatever, not a wall, but anything else, you should be able to hit it, and that's why, hence infinite sword glitch. You should try to do spirit before fire and water. Okay. What is our consensus here for, okay, this is the other annoying part. When you have the infinite sword glitch, you can't do ledges. You can't come down from platforms. So in order to not put away your sword, you have to side hop. And I'll just take the damage. That's the sword glitch right there. So it's just, anytime you touch something, it is like destroying this rock. Does that mean no forest temple? I'm gonna need the forest temple to get the bow. I'm pretty sure you can't do many things in a lot of the other temples without at least the bow. I still have my infinite sword glitch. So you could do it with the Bigoron sword as well. I guess you probably would want long shot. Yeah, you can't finish the spirit temple without getting the long shot. So again, it won't let you platform. See, I'm trying to jump off this ledge and it won't let you. So you have to side hop or backflip to get off of ledges, because the only way to get rid of the infinite sword glitch is by actually pressing B. So you can't use your sword if you want to use your sword in the most powerful way possible. So you can put away your sword, but to unsheath it, you can't swing the sword. So if you backflip... Oh, I don't know how I did that by accident. What you're supposed to do is backflip or side hop, and then press the B button in midair so that it unsheathes the sword without swinging the sword. So let's try this again. I'm going to chop this sign by accident. I need it to be one of these signs. Let's try it again. So, crouch, stab, and press A. There it is. So the end of it's like glitchy light. And now I can't put the camera behind me. Like, it's got like a weird frame rate shift situation going on. Let's get our Goron tunic while we're here. Can't do ledges. And I think it goes out once I enter a new location. Or does it? I don't know if it does or not. Yep, I entered a new location, so your sword glitch is gone. Alright, stopping this dude is annoying. Like, very much so. I've done it in one go before, but it's difficult. He's a lot faster than the guy that's rolling around as a kid. So when you see him, you pretty much put the bomb down here. Oh, we got him first try. That's why I use bomb chews. You use bomb chews to get him? I didn't know that. I got it with the bomb on the first try. Your name's also, yeah. So this is one of those funny things I talked about in my other run, is why is the shop, they go off of if it hit him. Okay, that's fair. So he gives you the Goron tunic, and he also opens the shop doors. But same thing as the other, Zora tunic, is that shop isn't open, but then King Zora gives you the tunic. So there's no reason for that to exist other than likes. That's the only reason. If you lose your tunic, you've got to go back to the shop, because you can't do this again, because it's part of like the main story of the game. So you have to talk to him twice. He starts crying. About the dragon. They go off if they hit him. Yeah. Isn't there a clip through wall glitch you can do though? You mean to get through the shop? For the shop. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a clip through every single possible loadable wall in the game. Simply because that's how the code is, I'm sure, is written for these games, for load screens. This can be broken though. This game is absolutely broken, but what's cool is that so many people have exploited these glitches over so many years that it's one of the reasons to love this game. So many people love that about this game. It's broken in all the right ways. Alright, we now have every tunic before we've even done a temple. Let's go ahead and at least open the way to the temple so that we can so we have the warp songs and all of that stuff. There's also people who do the fire temple first, and there is a weird, it's not a glitch, it's another mechanical exploit of the game where if you're wearing your regular Kokiri tunic, the green tunic, I didn't know this for the longest time, but hearts in the game are not quarters of hearts. I'm not talking about heart pieces, I'm talking about your HP. The game actually, in the code, it measures it, I believe it's either eighths or sixteenths. And so there's a time delay between a quarter of a heart and the next quarter of a heart based on how much damage. So what people do is in the very first room of the fire temple, there's a fire keys that they exploit, because when a fire keys gets you and you're on fire, it will continue to actually remove health from you while you're on fire. So if you time your sword strike perfectly down to a 16th of a heart that you can't visually see, then you can get down to a 16th of a heart. And what that does in the game is the timer, when you're in hot places but you're wearing the green tunic, it won't allow you to lose that last tiny 16th of a piece of a heart, and so you never die. However, something can still hit you and then you'll die. So what people will do is they'll do the fire temple first without the Goron tunic, and do that without you basically have to run the temple with a 16th of a heart. So that's crazy. Let's pop in here because we are indeed on a 1.0 cartridge. Turn down the volume so you can't hear the low health. Yeah, that's also a thing. We are not going to turn. I'm going to shut up. We're about to walk in the fire temple. And if you've never heard this before, it takes a minute to get into the second section, then I'll shut up. I don't want the enemy music. I want the fire temple music. There we go. Gonna take a minute. You hear that? How many of you have heard the original Fire Temple music? So there's a call to prayer. How many of you have heard this before? Or do you have a 1.2 cartridge? If you have a 1.2 cartridge, then none of that is in this. It's just the underlying part is still there, but not the call to prayer. And there were a lot of people who were confused about this. Randomizers require a 1.0 version. So, okay. Why is that? So have you never heard the 1.2 version then, if you've only played this one? Because that was my friend who gave me this cartridge so I can do this live stream for you guys. He had never played the most common version, which is the one I grew up with. So he was actually surprised to hear the other way around. I don't actually know why. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, this part of the fire temple that's how it goes. Some people as kids were saying that oh, that's the sounds of the Gorons, and they were really creeped out by the idea that the Gorons are being held prisoner, and they thought they were asking for help. But it makes it hard to find an original ROM. So yeah, we are out of here. We will eventually come back to this temple. I could try to do the time. Well, no, I have to lose a lot of health for that. I'm not doing that now. So what does everyone want me to do next? Which temple order do we want to start? We have officially done no temples whatsoever. I could at the very least go and unlock the warp songs for different temples. But I will have to stop. Actually, I'm pretty much on time. I need to probably stop. But we have the Serenade of Water. We have the Bolero of Fire. And then maybe we'll do the... maybe next time we'll actually do the Forest Temple. Someone said Spirit Temple. You want me to try the Spirit Temple before anything else? Someone said that the hardest order, I think, started with the Spirit Temple, because eventually you just need... Fire can be done, you just have to skip the dungeon map. Yeah. You don't need... The dungeon map is the little eye in the big platform room. So I don't need the map at all. I don't need maps or compasses. Water requires bow. Well, you do have to do forest to be a kid again. Okay. Okay, so we are going to have to do the Forest Temple. And you need to be a kid to do Spirit. Right. Okay. So those are the requirements. And then for the bottom of the well, to do the Shadow Temple, I guess you don't need the Lens of Truth. But Spirit can be done right after Forest. Okay. In that case, I think we are going to stop here for today. And then on Thursday at this time, we will do the Forest Temple. And we'll actually go there. Look at the nighttime. This peaceful little spot here. It is the first line to the Quran's prayer on Allah, but it is syntactically reversed, like Yoda's speech, but obviously recognizable. That is super interesting. So is it purposely done that way? You're talking about the order in which it's spoken? Like, is it normally done that way is my question, or is they did it here in a weird order? What the story of how that got put into the music is that there was stock sound effects and stock music that they used for some of this, and sometimes they would reverse orders, or they would pitch something up or down, or they would speed it up or slow it down. So there's a lot of that going on in a lot of the music and sound effects in this game. The Forest Temple also has really interesting like tribal African music, and it came from there are people who actually found these like CDs and you can buy them, and I forget the name. Someone can Google search it, but there is a name for various volumes of effects and songs that they used for this. It's got some like mystical sounds volume 1 or something weird, something very what's the word, esoteric, and that's where a lot of the music and sounds came from. So it would not surprise me if they just reversed something and used it, and then the person who did that, or the developing team that did that, was not aware, and then they had to change it later. You might be able to do Spirit without long shot. I'll have to research. I don't think you can without glitching, because you have to... The long shot has a few spots where you need to... Even the boss room has the long shot. To get to the boss room, you need the long shot from that central platform. But then there's other spots I think you also need the long shot. Purposely said that way because it is sacrilegious to sing a prayer. Hymns are normal in Christian churches, but definitely not in Islam. Okay, interesting. I think you do. Oh, the long shot. You need the long shot for the Spirit Temple. Okay, so just before I sign off for the day, and I do have to sign off, for the Fire Temple, you can pretty much do that, I think. The Water Temple requires the bow at some point. The Shadow Temple requires the bow probably as well. And then the Spirit Temple requires a long shot, at least to do the boss. So we may just do the Forest Temple, and then from there, maybe Spirit, and we'll try some wonky, weird order in our playthrough. So I might not be there for your next Zelda stream. I'm going on a fishing trip. So until next time. Yeah, so I will stream on probably Thursday. I'm hoping on Thursday. And then I, too, the next week will be very busy. So... Thursday will probably be my last stream for the next 2 weeks. So, but the streams are always up in my playlist. If you check out the playlist, you can watch back any of my streams. So, you should start taking donations in gold or silver. Yeah, go ahead. I take them in coffee. I do have my my coffee support link. The Buy Me a Coffee in my live stream. So if you guys would like to do that, it is there. You are under no obligation. I just enjoy having you guys here. So Cult of Glenda, you have joined a little bit late, and we are actually done for today. But we saw some Forest Temple stuff. And actually, I'm glad you joined in. This is the last thing I will say because you missed the beginning. On the last one, we were talking about that castle guard and opening the door of time, and if that was a thing that made him disappear or not. And I was thinking about this, and I remembered that there are actually 2 things that happen before you pull the Master Sword. One of them is opening the door of time, but then immediately afterward, as you're walking into the pedestal room, there's also a tiny cutscene where Navi spots the Master Sword and lets you know. And so there's actually those 2 events. So I know I screwed this up. Maybe I'll have to do this on a different time, but you can walk through, play the Song of Time, then go check on the guard, which I'm sorry I failed to do. But then you can also make the Navi cutscene right in front of the Master Sword, then go check the guard a second time. So both of those 2 events would be, I believe you call them Boolean flags, or something along those lines. But yeah. Alright guys, I am out. Hope you guys enjoy your day, and I will see some of you on Thursday. So see you guys then. You're doing some of the finest Hyrulean science. Yeah, thank you. I will do that. I will go back, probably when I finish this whole playthrough. I'll probably just play right through it, and then I'll start to stream just enough to test what we were talking about on the last one. I do apologize, and I am also very interested So, all right, everyone. See you in the next one.